Hello everybody, it's Dalmatian Productions here, bringing you guys another video. Now this video I'm going to be talking about the husk of Sears Holdings is still in bankruptcy and 81 million in the hole. This article was just published today. So the date that I breathe, the corporate husk, the old Sears, is still trying and struggling to pay its bills in Chapter 11 more than 2 years after Eddie Lamfart acquired the remaining Sears and Kmart stores from the company he used to run. Of course, because he's a dipshit. Accordingly to a court presentation by Sears Holdings, the company only has $18.3 million in cash as of April 10th to pay more than $97 million in remaining administrative claims and taxes, along with millions of dollars in other liabilities. All told, Sears Holdings is short $80.8 million on its obligations, which include professional fees, vendor payments, and other claims. And this just tells you how bad of a businessman Eddie Lamfart is, because we all know that Eddie Lamfart's that evil person, the evil businessman that's trying to kill the rest of these remaining Sears and Kmart's. And we all know that on May 6th, we all know that the next list will be released on Thursday, May 6th. More than 2.5 years have passed since Sears Holdings filed for Chapter 11, which this is something I remembered. This was something that actually got my attention, and later found out about Eddie Lamfart as well. But the case and the financial drama about it have yet to be resolved. In terms of bankruptcy professional fees, Sears is the most expensive retail bankruptcy in recent years of elevated filings in the industry, according to Wire data shared with Retail Dive earlier this year. Driving that expense in part is the sprawling corporate complexity engineered by Lamfart during his time at Sears Holdings CEO. That dumbass that kept closing stores nonstop. Majority shareholder through his shitty ESL investments fund, which no one fucking cares about. Biggest lender, major landlord, and utter entanglement. By the time the company filed for bankruptcy, was a Byzantine web of corporate financialization, built on top of already massive and broad corporate empire that preceded Lamfart. As Enrique Azevedo, a director at M3 Advisory Partners, currently advising Sears Holdings, put it in a recent filing. Sears Holdings Corporation was a complex organization with a long history and vast, sprawling organizational structure composed of numerous divisions, projects, and teams, and operated by a multitude of people pursuant to many and varied practices and processes. Lamfart broke ties with Sears Holdings when he took on the company's remaining stores and created a new company, Transform Co., to hold them. Without stores or operations, Sears Holdings has essentially been a corporate husk ever since. Yet, it is still on the hook for legal bills and vendor claims made while it had stores to operate. Suppliers trying to get payment from Sears Holdings during its Chapter 11 have long worried that the entitling was administratively insolvent, meaning its bills and bankruptcy exceeded the value of its assets. The complexity and legal tussles throughout the case, including with Transform Co., have added to the company's massive pile of legal and consultant bills. In fact, Sears Holdings is still wrangling over money with Transform Co. In Azevedo's filing, the consultant detailed how M3 has been trying to recover funds from Transform Co. on behalf of Sears Holdings, including cash and overseas accounts cleared out while Lamfart was still in charge of the old Sears. While Sears Holdings no longer is a retailer in any real sense, its current cash shortfall has an impact on the ecosystem of vendors that build up around it and sells to the retailers. As with Toys R Us, suppliers burned in the Sears bankruptcy have reason to be leery of selling to distressed retailers in danger of bankruptcy, which can magnify those retailers' woes. As for Transform Co., which operates the last Sears and Kmart stores in the country, it keeps shrinking its store count, as Sears Holdings did under Eddie Lamfart. So it looks like this is more trouble for Sears and Kmart. As we all know, Eddie Lamfart, that dumbass that keeps closing stores, we all know that he's that evil businessman and his greed with his real estate company, ESL Investments, and And the funny thing is Sears Holdings, if you guys don't know, Sears actually sued Eddie Lampert back in 2019. And the funny thing is the point is they're just too poor to file for Chapter 7, and they just don't have the money to file for Chapter 7 liquidation. And if that was the case, though, then obviously that would put them out of business for sure, because as you know, Chapter 7 is basically a liquidation type bankruptcy that can put a business out of business, company out of business, I should say. Yeah, and like I said, yeah, Eddie Lampert acquired most of the remaining Kmart's and Sears stores and lied and kept closing more down as the company continues to struggle and obviously keep closing stores down until there's none left. I'm assuming the next round of store closures will be announced on Thursday, May 6th, and will be done on Friday, May 7th. So, yeah, so this is not good news for Kmart and Sears. This is just telling us how bad they're doing now compared to what they used to be years ago when Sears Holdings was founded and as a parent company of both Kmart and Sears. Now, to be honest, I really think Eddie and Chuck kind of killed Kmart, and to be fair, Eddie did most damage, and, it seems like that he's over his mind with closing stores that he can find. He can obviously find stores that he can find to close down, and, it's kind of unfortunate news for both Kmart and Sears because, they've been dying since the merger in 2004/2005, so, yeah, this is really, 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 really scary, and I wouldn't be surprised if there would be no stores left by the end of this year. So we'll see what happens, though. I know this is kind of something that I wanted to record today, as somebody else already did a video on this as well. So yeah, this was just an article that was released today. I'm probably going to put a link in the description below of this video after I get this one published. So stay tuned for that. Anyways, guys, that is going to be it for this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, everybody.